It's easy to write off smart people doing stupid things to incompetence or haste, but this one it doesn't make sense. First, the facts. Balenciaga is one of the world's most expensive clothing brands in the world, and for some reason, their Christmas ad campaign included pictures of a child with a bear. When you zoom in on the bear, it's dressed, shall we say, unusually. People who know about these things say its outfit is inspired by bondage outfits used in certain sex acts. This, in and of itself, is troubling. Then there's another ad. You zoom in on it, and you see the papers laying around the bag that is being advertised is printouts of a child pornography case, specifically United States versus Williams in 2008, that upheld the law making child porn illegal. Next, add to the celebrities who endorse Balenciaga. It's a who's who, from Kim Kardashian to Hailey Bieber. And remember the ad. All the ads had to go through dozens of people: ad agencies, creative, photographers, set designers, executives, agents, casting folks. And somehow they end up with all of this. Chris Hahn here, host of the Aggressive Progressive. Balenciaga's at this saying, oh, we had no idea. We're now suing the ad company. This is how the Daily Mail puts it. First, it was kids with BDSM dolls, then a shoot featuring SCOTUS child porn docs. Now, another sinister twist in the scandal, a prominently placed book about an artist whose works include naked and castrated toddlers. This can't be a mistake. You can't explain this away.
Well, it's not a mistake from the person who developed the ad. It's clearly somebody in the marketing department at Balenciaga, which, by the way, I just learned how to pronounce about an hour ago. They clearly made a mistake somewhere in that department, and somebody should be getting fired, I don't know, about an hour ago.
Well, or also investigated for something. Normal people don't think like this, shall we say. Although I'm not sure I believe you on the Balenciaga thing. I feel like a man with as strong of a tie game as you, okay, would know about these top fashion brands, okay? But this is what Balenciaga said in one of their many statements. When you're making many statements, you're not winning either. The gift collection campaign featured children with plush bear bags dressed in what some have labeled BDSM-inspired outfits. Our plush bear bags in the gift collection should not have been featured with children. Well, no kidding.
Yeah. I don't know who thought this was a good idea.
Yeah, what's confounding to me is how many people this had to go through, right? It wasn't just one person in the marketing or ad department, and I'm kind of wondering where this goes, right? Do we finally stop with sort of the weirdness of fashion, or does it just continue?
No, I think this continues because we're all talking about Balenciaga. I was joking when I said I didn't know how to pronounce their name earlier, but a lot of people didn't know how to pronounce their name earlier. Now a lot more people do. And even though this is bad publicity for them, a lot of people know their name right now and know that they're a high fashion brand. And maybe they're looking to move into a more mainstream market, and they're using this scandal to get their name brand out there. And about a year from now, nobody's going to remember this ad, but they might remember that Balenciaga name.
So you don't necessarily buy that it was a mistake?
I don't buy it was a mistake. Too many people had to sign off on it. If it was a mistake, somebody would have been fired and out. Like, they would have been fired for this. This is a ridiculous ad campaign, judging from any normal standard of mass marketing.
Yeah, well, any normal standard of humanity. Think about this from the celebrity point of view, right? There's some of them who are saying, I'm done. There's others who are saying, okay, things are on pause. You make a great point that if you want to go from being this sort of high-end but relatively unknown fashion brand to becoming known as this brand with the stars, you create some controversy about yourself.
Absolutely. Controversy is what made Kim Kardashian Kim Kardashian. It's why we know her name. You look at that list right there. A lot of the people on that list have had major controversies over their career. They may have even thought this up. Let's have a controversial ad campaign that people are going to go crazy over. People are talking about it. We're talking about it. Look, they say they're suing the former vice president of the United States, making news with him about 45 minutes ago. And now we're talking about Balenciaga and a bad ad campaign. I think the marketing strategy probably worked.
Well, if that was the marketing strategy, it did work. You're a lawyer. I got about 30 seconds. So this suit against the ad agency, how do you sue people when you're the ones who signed off on it?
No, come on. That's a ridiculous. That's just their legal department saying, let's tell them we're going to sue them. This is our way out of it. There's no real lawsuit here. What's the lawsuit for? You paid them to do a marketing campaign. They did a marketing campaign. Somebody in your company approved it.
Thanks for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to subscribe. Click the red button to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.